Yes, I currently have 10 books in mind for this series. I think what matters is that it doesn't feel like I'm stretching the series just for the sake of having many books. The thing is, as I said in a previous short, I'm planning to start the series from the moment the Spaniards first stepped on the archipelago to the moment the Philippines gained its formal independence. So that's from 1521 to 1946. So, 10 books shouldn't be so bad. We start on Magellan, which is the first book, but then we jump 40 years to around 1565. That's when the conquistador Legazpi conquered Manila. That's kind of the formal start of the Philippines as a country. That's the book I'm writing now. I feel like the huge time jumps make sense because I gave my main characters, large lifespans. The Aghoys and the Aswangs. I'm still a bit shaky on the next books to come, but what I've envisioned is that on the third book, we jump to 1587. That's when the descendants of the ones defeated during the conquest of Manila revolted. Next would be in 1638. That's a huge time jump. But here we jump on the south of the Philippines, the sometimes forgotten section of Filipino history, at least for me. That's Mindanao, and how Sultan Kudarat fought against the Spaniards and the spread of Catholicism. My knowledge on this part of Filipino history is kind of sparse, so it feels kind of nice to learn new things as I write and research for my books. Next we go to 1662. This is still more about Mindanao, but this has also something to do with the growing anti-Chinese sentiment within the population. After that, I think I'm going to jump a century into 1762. I couldn't find a sweet spot to jump into earlier than that. That's when the British tried to occupy the country. There were actually many other countries trying to invade us, the British and the Dutch. Then we go around 1823 to 1843. That's when the word independence really started popping off. Then we go to 1872. That's the execution of Gomburza. For those who are not familiar with Filipino history, I would say that's when the rumblings of revolution really started taking root. And then we jump to 1898. That's probably the most talked about part of Filipino history. That's the Philippine Revolution. Spaniards out, Americans in, our new colonizers. And then I think I'll end it in World War II and the Philippine independence in 1946. With that's 10 books. I've got enough to write to keep me from being bored for the next 10 years, I guess. I hope I get enough audience to stick around with me until then. I hope that got some of you interested, and if it did, you can read the first 2 chapters of the first book, at least how it is now, in the description below.